All right, guys, welcome back. We got the Science and Small objective. I did do it with one revive with a rank 2 7-star Spider-Man on my other account, but I didn't have the recording, and I don't have a rank 2 Spider-Man here, so I'm going to go with my 6-star rank 5 Ascended Cassie Lang, and this was the best run that I had. With Cassie, the issue is that she's got a 3-hit heavy attack, and I was talking about that in the previous videos, is that because if you get up to 10 hits, you're gonna take a ton of damage, like 10 hits on the combo meter on the top left. It reduces when you take a blocked hit or throw a special, but basic hits will increase it. So you can't do like 2 5-hit combos in a row or you are dead. So what you can do though is the first hit of the heavy attack will remove the protection. So I can go ahead, get some power, and then chain my first hit of the heavy into a special in order to reduce the amount of hits that I'm doing, so that I can continuously, so if I have to throw a bit of a combo, I can. If I have to throw a few hits in there, I can. So that's the only thing here. I get into a decent rhythm. This is finally the best one that I got. Obviously, building to special 2 would be better, but at the same time though, when you're blocking a bunch of hits, if you block too many hits, you're going to lose all your power. You're gaining power by taking hits, so it is a benefit. That's how you can gain power, gain specials. But you can see that moment right here. I forget a couple times while I was doing this one where you get rooted a lot in this fight. Every time he throws a special, you're going to get rooted, and there's an encroaching root timer as well. You can get out of the root with a special attack there. That was one hit there, which I really wish I had back. But we get a nice chain into a big special too, get a lot of crits there. But again, chaining heavy, like there's a full heavy, but if I can get power, I want to chain that first hit of a heavy into a special. And I'm just keeping track of this the entire time. And again, there's no debuffs, no buffs. You do get a cruelty when you remove the protection. So you can see here, I'm going to go ahead again. I'm going to start my heavy attack, and on the first hit, I'm going to chain that into a special. Okay, and this was probably, I think this was by far my best run. I was looking to, and I said this in the other videos, with some of these fights, if you can't get a solo, then go ahead. I'm going to try and get like to 50%, so that ideally if I can do 50% twice, that's only one revive, and that's essentially what I did with Spider-Man. I got like a 75% run, and then finished the last 25%. And here is going to be a good example of, even when you do have a good run, there were probably 10 runs that were terrible right before I got this one going. So even if I do get to 50%, there is a good chance that I screw up. Even when healing up, there's a good chance that I'm going to screw this one up. But we do get to 50%. You can see you do get bulwarks for parrying his special attack. So you can reduce the block proficiency, like reduce the damage you're taking on the block, but there's still a ton of chip damage, which is why Thing was really good and why Captain America Infinity War was really good, because they really help limit the amount of chip damage you're taking on the block. So here we're going to go ahead and get a few more specials in. And again, you're kind of stuck at a certain point when you get to low health. If you throw too many hits, then you are, like right here, I throw that heavy, I'm going to throw a heavy attack, I think, at the end here, or I mistime that special one and I get hit. But 50%, so I'm like, okay, fine, we're going to go ahead and revive, and then I go ahead and get as much damage, again, in as I can. But it is a extremely difficult fight, and there are a couple moments where I wish I would have done something different. One thing I forget is when you're rooted, you can get out of the root with a special, but there's a point later on in this fight where I use a striker, and I don't know how often you've had this, because of the root mechanic. If you throw a striker in while you're in a root, the animation will take you to the right hand like the right side of the screen, but then as soon as it ends, because you're still rooted, it shoots you back to the left side of the screen. And then if you get a little disoriented, you might throw like a hit, and then the opponent comes in and hits you in the middle of that animation, and you're kind of screwed. And that does happen to me at one point and just wastes another revive. But at the same time, I haven't really been using revives recently, so I've got plenty of revives in overflow and even some potions and tons of 4-hour crystals if that's what I needed to use to grab some more. But I'm doing just fine in that department. But and again, there's absolutely nothing wrong with using some items to get these difficult objectives down. And again, these are specifically for the objectives. Just doing Iron Fist alone, I've already seen guys go in with like America Chavez for like extremely like fast fights, like only like a minute long. But this worked out pretty well for me. I was pretty happy even the second run, even though it wasn't perfect. It was I was feeling pretty good about this at this point. And again, you can see I use the specials. You block a bunch of hits in order to gain power, and then again, chaining that heavy into a special was a great way here with Cassie Lang to get the damage in, especially with the multi-hit heavies. Spider-Man only has 1 hit on the heavy. Spider-Gwen only has 1 hit on the heavy, and both Spider-Man and Spider-Gwen have really good cover a ton of distance on their heavy counters. There are not a lot of champions, I think, that you can just heavy counter completely. And there was my mistake on this fight, which was kind of annoying. I took like almost like a full combo there. But here we're going to try and get in as much damage as possible. And I think we're at 9 charges here, so I have to be really careful. That's why I throw another special. And I think I am going to make a mistake here at some point. Again, I'm kind of stuck. Okay, but that was nice. We get a nice full heavy there. And then I can't evade his special rooted up close. That was too close for that, but that's okay. So I go for this revive. I only have 18% left. I was feeling pretty good about this until I make that mistake that I told you about earlier, which is I'm going to go ahead and throw a striker while I'm rooted, and it's going to end up screwing me up a little bit. So there's a nice special 2, but just as the protection returns, which is kind of annoying. So here we're going to go ahead, again, we're going to shrink down, use that special 1. Again, take the hit on the block, then evade, then a nice counter. Another special. We have to remove the protection once more. So I'm going to take the hits, then I'm going to throw my heavy. We get the full evade this time. And again, I felt really good after that full evade rooted. But I think there is going to be a point here where I go ahead, throw the special. I'm going to go ahead, and I think what happens is I chain my heavy into a striker, and then it pulls me back. I thought I was going to be able to do an attack there because I thought he was going to be stunned. Instead, I got pulled away, and he attacked into me. So that wasted 1 more revive. So fine, 3 revives on this one, but I'm pretty happy about that. That's it. Hopefully that helps you out, guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.